Welcome back, everyone. This is the final best of three of the HCG Masters Season 1 main Swiss stage. My name is Brandon, aka B Dog, and this best of three is going to determine which one of these two teams between Coalesce and Enterprise Esports makes it through to the playoff. Firstly, collect €6,000 for doing so, and then which one of these teams will just be eliminated straight away from the tournament because this is the last best of three. And we actually are just going to get straight into the veto right away. So, without further ado, there's literally no time to waste. Coalesce, they just removed Mirage straight up the bat. No Mirage. And that's fine by me because I personally just really don't like it. Enterprise, they removed Vertigo, and I imagine that's because some past results might have influenced that. They lost 16-2 against For the Win on Vertigo. Meanwhile, Coalesce, I did expect to see this from them. They do pick Dust 2. They've played it at every opportunity that they can in this Swiss stage so far. They beat Berserk on it, and they also narrowly lost to Bad News Eagles. But Enterprise, they will pick Inferno, which means we have Overpass, Nuke, and Ancient left over. Coalesce, go ahead and remove Overpass. So it's between Nuke or Ancient for our decider map. And Enterprise, they remove Nuke, which means as we hit to the decider map, as we see it just roll past, it will be Ancient. Should we need it to be a third map on the board here? And we are heading straight into Dust 2. And we're going to look at Coalesce and how they fare on it. Obviously, this is a brand new roster for them. The announcement was made just a few days ago. Really promising lineup. You got Sasso, Thomas, Robin, Manon, Jaquinho. You got the Swedish core. You've got Thomas, the UK player who's been dotted around here, there, and everywhere. Has never really found his home permanent. Has been on endpoint for a sub quite recently, just in and out, constantly out of that squad. And then you got Enterprise, who are they're quite well established in the scene now. They are traversing a lot of the tier 2, tier 3 tournaments. And I just had a look at that HLTV just really quickly now, just during the veto. And they haven't actually played Dust 2 that much. They did win over EC Club Bruges 16-13, and those two teams are quite evenly matched up, which is good. I'd say on paper, Coalesce are around about the same similar skill level to this Enterprise roster, so it should be a close affair. But according to HLTV, Enterprise have only really played Dust 2 twice, so this really could fall in the favour for Coalesce moving forward. Obviously, they're in a new roster, so they've got this honeymoon period where they're looking just to bounce back and just play in as many tournaments as they can. They just want to get off to the best start possible. So 100%, that's what they're going to be aiming to achieve. So obviously, Enterprise, they did pick Inferno. This is quite a well contested map for them. They actually beat Endpoint that I just mentioned 16-3 on Inferno. So when we head into that, it might be just definitely Enterprise's favour. But nevertheless, we are going to head to Dust 2 here. And just a quick mention, the other teams that have qualified so far for this event are Bad News Eagles, For the Win Esports, Dabbing Koalas, Eternal Fire, and Masonic. And as well as today, we've seen Berserk and No Namers. Those are the 7 teams that have currently qualified for playoffs. They will then make it through, and they'll be against some of the more invited teams to this event. And one of these two teams, Coalesce versus Enterprise, they will also be joining them in the ranks, battling through this main stage to make it all the way to the playoffs, which is a €180,000 prize pool tournament. And that wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. Plasma, the science-based esports nutrition drink made in Germany, developed by gamers for gamers. We all know that losing concentration or a lack of sleep, it can be decisive. There is a giveaway right now on the HCG Esports Twitter, so make sure to go and have a look at that, because it will be drawn very soon, I think in the next couple of days. So make sure that you are aware of that. And all of their products are vegan, gluten, lactose-free, so don't worry about that at all. And also, a mention to CoinMotion, the leading crypto platform from Finland. It's for anyone who wants to invest in crypto safely and securely, regardless of their expertise in digital currencies. But we are on Coalesce's map pick, which sees them start on this T side. Lots of armor being purchased, but also look at this utility. They're actually angling towards long, so they're going to put down these wrap smokes here. Early long control falls in their favor, but the rotates from Enterprise. They can come in straight away. The Alive just trying to stay alive for his team. Just trying to buy some time. Maybe soften up a few of these players, but it's Thomas. He will strike first in this series, and he actually extends over the box. Quick double kill in. It's all onto Miltsy. He does trade out eventually, but Thomas, he's still alive and kicking in this bomb site. The rotations, they are here for Enterprise early, but they've got to be aware of the flank. There isn't actually one. Indeed, a Mangus. He just clicks down two, and suddenly, Mitzi from the site, it's all onto Manon. Ex-Young Ninjas player, he cuts down the boost in half. It's a 1 versus 1, and he will find the shot. What a clutch from that man. And Coalesce, they win the pistol. The HUD is a little bit scrambled. Coalesce is actually starting on the T side, so they won that round and not Enterprise. But that's fine, we'll get that fixed. Nevertheless, what an explosive way to kick off this series. Immediate 2 kills in, Enterprise battle back, and then immediately they find success. Look at this long stack now coming out for Enterprise. They're just going to run the gun down here. Flashbang trying to set them up, but Manon doing what he can, and Thomas is there in support. He's actually not connecting the dots. He finally will. And Miltsy can't have anything to say about this round. Jaquinho looking on with this scout, this ex-Fnatic sniper. Just trying to peer in. Blitz is all that remains. Just in towards middle. They did invest into this Enterprise, so they're probably definitely going to be saving. He's got no shot into this round in this 1 versus 4, and Coalesce, they start off their map pick so strong. And I thought this would actually just fall the way of them, because they have been picking it quite a lot recently. And furthermore, Enterprise, they don't really play it. So it's a quick 2-0 start for this T side. Interesting to see how Coalesce perform. A lot of expectations on this roster. If people aren't familiar with the story behind the Coalesce roster, basically, a lot of UK organisations put together their funds, and they wanted to rival Endpoint. That was the point of this organisation. And then they picked up XUMX. So they had Artist and Co. It was an Irish core. I think they had a brief stint with a guy called Timo as well. They've now picked up Ping. So it's like Volt, Extinct, Artist, those types of players. And then they got dropped. And now the investment, it's come in. And this is a really firepower roster for Coalesce. They're looking to bring a UK organisation back on the map. And Robin, he's immediately going to clear over towards lower tunnels. B-bomb site cracked open immediately. And on paper, it's just these USPs anyway. And it is a clean-up job for Robin. He'll continue his domination. 2 kills in the round. He's just looking to sort it out. And the Alive can't do anything about it. And Coalesce take a quick third. Thomas and Robin are actually ex-teammates from Endpoint. So the chemistry is there. They've added some really nice firepower. Obviously, Jaquinho had a stint on Fnatic, and unfortunately for him, it didn't work out. But he's looking to try and prove himself here in this roster. Manon's the ex-Young Ninjas player as well, and Sassol from Mad Lions. All the pieces are there. It's just whether they can elevate themselves to success. But this is the first gun round here for Enterprise. And it is a bit of a bonus here for the Ts. They're just looking to extend their domination. They will actually be allowed to get into middle with this flashbang. Smoke will come in, and it could just be a mid-beat split here. It could just be quite fast as well. Looking to take the fight straight to Enterprise here in the first gun round, especially with SMGs. You have to close the distance. That flashbang, it's perfect, but Mangus, he can't find anything initially. It's going to be him and Blitz under pressure. And Mattis, he's just going to go just through the smoke. Okay, that's one way to open up the round, and it's all the CTs finding all of this success. Blitz chimes in with 2. It's all onto Jaquinho, but he can't get anything done. And when the guns come out, Enterprise, they secure the round. When you are talking about this map, there's been some recent changes. I say recent, I'm just going to say the latest update, because they have been in effect for quite a while now, but obviously the Ts, they can't peek down onto middle so easily. Going to require a totem pole to enable any sort of warp cross. So inherently, this map has become more CT-sided, especially with the doors being swapped over towards B. But it will now be the proper gun round here for Coalesce. No longer on the bonus. AWP on the server for both of these AWPers. Miltsy and Jaquinho. Who's going to come out on top? They might not even be needed because Manon, he's doing it all for his team. 2 quick entries. B bomb site. Notoriously incredibly difficult to retake. And Enterprise are just sent scurrying for the hills. And there's already a hunt on for them. This boost will come up. It will try and delay any sort of aggression. The bank balance, it isn't really there for them to hunt. But Robin is just here, just in case they do decide to overextend. But I don't think they'll be given the opportunity to. And Coalesce, off the back of losing the bonus, will just reinvest and completely destroy Enterprise's momentum. That's a really good start for them on this map pick. And it's not really too difficult either. That round was literally just set Manon up for success over towards B. A couple of flashbangs here and there. And it was just as simple as getting a couple of entries. But we are back into the game now, and long control seems to be the avenue of approach for this Coalesce side. Flashbangs filling the feed, but alive. He almost could have done it all, but instead it's Robin off the back of the flashes provided by Manon. Oh, and Miltsy misses a shot as well. Things are going from bad to worse for this Enterprise roster. As the smoke ball comes in and the flashbang, it might allow Coalesce to cross here. Further utility to enable them onto this bomb site. But Blitz, he's trying to find them through the smoke, the spam, it's there. Robin, he's doing it all for this T side. It's all left onto the shoulders of Mangus and Blitz. And will they even go for it? 2 versus 4. Instead, just trying to hightail it away with this AWP. The CT economy, it's so fragile. And Coalesce, once again, off the back of literally a single flashbang. They just crack open the round, they completely carve open the defense, and the firepower, it's just there for them. Miltsy missing that shot means that Enterprise couldn't get a look in back into the round because he was immediately punished. His body immediately hitting the turf. Coalesce, they take 5. Look at this replay. Literally, once again, it's just these flashbangs. That's all that was needed. But off the back of the save, Enterprise, they can reinvest once again. AWP once again placed into Miltsy's hands, and he's going to need to be the difference maker here for his side. 3-man long lean, but once again, Coalesce, they're changing up the script. And they're heading towards B. Jaquinho just staring in. This flashbang. Oh, it's going to allow Miltsy to peek on towards Thomas and Blitz. He's here to combine. Finally, Enterprise on these gun rounds. They're finding the man advantages. It's also rotating. And Milty once again eliminates another threat on the AWP. In towards middle. Jaquinho yet to frag, yet to find anything with this sniper. But this could be his opportunity. Couple of players here in middle, but look at this flank from Mangus. Surely he's going to cut down this round. And as he grounds the corner, he's just playing the trigger discipline. He finds both of them, and he locks in the round for Enterprise. 5-2. Finally, some resolve from this CT defense. It's really good here for Coalesce still. Enterprise, they just need to build their way back into it. This is the favoured CT side. Double AWP setup. Okay, this is the adjustment. And it immediately finds success. Eliminated the AWP out of Coalesce immediately. This is a really good man advantage now for Enterprise. They look to extend. Look to close the deficit. The Coalesce have other ideas. They've reinvented themselves towards middle. This hinge smoke is going to allow them to come up short if they'd like to. But Milty, he sits up atop the short stairs and he has this AWP. Mallon's retrieved Jaquinho's sniper, so he's going to be the next man to take contact here for his side. Milty's just playing anti-flash, but it doesn't matter. Manon will strike him out of this round. And these one-way smokes about to come in. About to enable them to aggress on towards short. But look at this CT. He's going to get so close to the alive. He does take one out, and he's using this one-way against them. Robin eventually picks up the pieces and trades out, but it's a 3 versus 2. And he will get the bomb down eventually. It's all left onto Sasso. 1 versus 3 with this AWP, but he can't do anything. Matties will find him. 2 kills in the round for that man, and the bomb, it is defused. It looks to me that Jaquinho has disconnected from the server. I can see that on my end. So, will be a tech timeout. Lovely shot, though. And it's just this play from the alive. He's just playing with these smokes just on the edge, on the cusp of them. It just nets him success. And there we go. So Enterprise, they're slowly building their way back into this. This is Coalesce's map pick. After this, we're gonna head to Inferno. And then if we need it, it will be Ancient. That's the map pool. But instead, we're now in the here and now. Just whilst this gets resolved, you're just gonna see me just for a little bit. We can reflect on the matches over here to my right-hand side. Okay. Berserk, they 2-0'd Anonymo, and that means that they're through. No Namers, 2-1D Suba, which means that they're eliminated as well. And I'm being told that this is going to be quite a prolonged break, so we're going to throw it over to a quick pause. So join us right back. After this, we'll get everything resolved, and we can just carry on this best of 3. So stay tuned. We'll see you in a little bit. And welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that quick delay. Just little technical hiccups here and there, but we are going to get straight back into this one, hopefully. Just in the next couple of seconds, we can just take it right back to Dust 2. Unpause where we left off. Coalesce 5 rounds to the good on their T side of their map pick of Dust 2. Enterprise, they've amounted 3 on their CT defense. So it's still all to play for. We are back into the action now. Full buys can come out for both of these teams, and we are ready to go. 3-man defense once again over towards A for this CT side, and Sassol's not actually giving Jaquinho the orb, but I believe that's just because it was a spawn thing. There you go. So some of these Ts, they're just grouped outside A long here. And Jaquinho about to do this hinge smoke from T-Spawn. Let's see if he can line it up. Try to see if it lands. Oh, and it will do. Just see that on the map. That's cool. Pixel perfect from Jaquinho, and it enables Coalesce to just walk up short here. But look at Enterprise. Look at how aggressive they're being over towards B. If they keep pushing the issue here over towards tunnels, it means that they could find a nasty surprise waiting for them, because all of Coalesce are currently in middle. And they better get their skates on, because this flank from Mangus, it's coming in quick. And they're not going to be aware of this. Oh, just turning around at the worst possible opportunity. Enterprise strike first, and the man advantage is firmly in their favour. And with 30 seconds left on the board, Coalesce, where are they going to head? They're going to need to expend another smoke to CT, because Miltzy's posted with the AWP, but Mangus, he wants even more, and he's spraying them down. Jaquinho will eventually get this trade, but it's all blue on red in the feed, and Enterprise, off the back of that push in towards tunnels, it nets them success. And that was worth waiting for. This aggression on the extremities of the map. Look at this spray down from Mangus. Just really well played. Double AWP set up once again for this CT defense. And the money, it's just not there for Coalesce. They can buy into this, but they will not have a sniper of their own. Instead, it might just be this quick B play. Mangus, with it all to do, was the hero of last round, and Blitz, he's here in support. He does actually strike, but they're not going to check their corners. Mangus once again, but he's only good for one. And Blitz on the sniper, he's missing shots. Allows an opportunity onto this bomb site is Coalesce. But from the back lines, Blitz, he's just lining them up even with the quick scope. 4 kills in the round, blink and you'll miss it. And whilst he said, oh yeah, he's missing a shot here and there, he delivers for Enterprise in a big way. 5-5, the score, we're all tied up. Really well played, and Coalesce, they started off so strong, but Enterprise, they've battled back. 5-5, we go again. Look at these shots. This third one, oh, it's just no-scoped him. And off the back of that, Coalesce's economy, it's in tatters. Working with drips and drabs. A bomb plant here for them, it would be perfect. But once again, it seems to be B, the avenue of approach. Jaquinho lucky to escape with his life, because we've seen how prolific Blitz can be. Oh, he's actually going to get scouted by Thomas. Dinked for his troubles, but he's going to enable the flash in for Matties to strike. Trying to escape with his life in this AK-47. He does eventually manage to do it. So early man advantage favouring Enterprise, but Coalesce, they've done heavy damage to 2 of these players. And Manon just on the edge of this Molotov. Coalesce looking to strike in the weak spot of short. So much defensive utility being put down. Mattis, he's going to swing in, but he will get eliminated by Thomas. That scout, it's found so much impact already. Is looking to do even more. Defensive utility is laid down on the ground, and that will stop Coalesce's momentum for just a second, because they're actually just going to elect to run through it. Be alive, he can't connect the dots, and we'll see just lining up. Thomas with the scout once again. Triple kill. And then Manon follows up with this deagle. It's all left onto Mangus as he slips through the smoke. But eventually will be put into the ground. Blitz, he's a long way off. And whilst they've got money to work with, he's just going to hightail it away. Coalesce off the back of Thomas's scout finds success. And will regain the lead once again on their map pick. And that's really got to hurt for your Enterprise, because they were so unfavoured to win that Coalesce, and they just stripped it apart piece by piece. All just playing a regular default with just Eagles. And it was the scout that found so much success. Look at this. Here's the first. It's the second one onto this bomb site. Just through the box. And whilst Mangus was doing what he could, it all fell in the favour of Coalesce. And they retain the AWP, and Jaquinho can place that firmly on. And they can look to press on Coalesce. Smoke being put down here to allow them to walk in towards long. Looking at the floor. And look at how quick they're being in towards pit. This might catch the Alive off guard, but instead, Manon will fall. Early man advantage now favouring this CT roster. And once again, aggression over towards B. They found so much room by pushing the extremities a few rounds ago, and they're looking to do it again. Molotov will come in, but this will not remove Miltsy. Oh, he didn't take the shot, but he knows that there's one player in towards pit. Oh, the Molotov. It's just going to make him expend even more utility, and that allows Sorcerer to strike over towards short. Miltsy only gets one for his troubles, and suddenly this round is thrown into complete spiral for these CT rotations. Sorcerer strikes once again from short, and Mangus is left scratching his head, wondering where has this gone wrong. Bomb to be planted. 3 versus 2. With Mangus and Blitz rotating in towards short and CT. It's only really one direction. Molotov is going to burn the feet away, but Robin will convert. Actually, never mind. It's all Sorcerer. What a man. Triple kill in from short. Locks it in for his side and Coalesce. They're going to further extend this on towards the 7th. And this is to be expected. This is their map pick. They choose it so frequently. Enterprise. Only 2 recorded games on HLTV. 1 win, 1 loss. Tactical pause coming in just to discuss what's going wrong. Plenty of money to buy, so that's not going to be the main conversation. Instead, it's going to be how do we address this situation? How do we stop Coalesce advancing on these short positions? Because once again, the timings, they're constantly being hit and exploited. This ex-Mad Lions player, he's doing it all for his side now. But the pause has just ended. We are going to get back into the action. Use code HCG for 15% off Plasma. Make sure you go follow that giveaway. Panels are just down below, giving you a lot more information than I ever could, because we're going to talk about the Counter-Strike. Double AWP setup once again for Enterprise. This has been working for them, especially with Blitz. And Miltsy's yet to find real success with it. Instead, it will be Jaquinho. Slow to start here on Dust 2, but provides a crucial opening for his side early into round number 13. Just playing a little bit patiently. It's the sentry guns of Enterprise in towards middle. 2 AWPers will be flashed off the line, but Miltsy doesn't care. He's full blind, and Blitz is in towards... Oh, what a flash. It was actually a team flash. Jaquinho not really helping out his teammates. And Sorso will come in and pick up the pieces, but maybe it's too little too late. That team flash, it sent them spiraling. The bomb, it's finally retrieved, but it's a 2-on-3. Oh, it's all onto the head of Jaquinho, but he can't find any success. And off the back of the pause, Enterprise 7-6. Doesn't even need to see, just has a sixth sense. And this team flash is so unfortunate for Manon. Interesting decision as well from Enterprise at the back of that last round, because they had double off going into it. They could have retained a second one, but instead they elected just to keep the rifles. And now it's a change of pace for Coalesce, bombarding up long. This smoke wall about to come in. They've seen success every time they've used it. And Jaquinho just holding the line, just trying to see if he can get anything for his troubles. Instead, upon this initial advancement, they're just taking their time. They're just trying to be a little bit slower about it. This flashbang. Jaquinho, he's protecting his teammates. 5 versus 3 now for Coalesce. But has Matties just slugged through the back lines and slinked his way behind this smoke. Oh, Mangus, he's just walked through the CT one. They're playing ahead of them. This CT defense, they're being so proactive. And he will find him. Things are going from bad to worse, but suddenly all the kills, they just rain out for Coalesce. It's all left onto Mangus, and he's only got 40 points of HP. Gonna avert his attention back towards Long. And in fact, he's just gonna save. Because look at the money here for Enterprise. It's not good at all. 1 versus 3. It's already a tall order. When your back's up against the wall in the financial department, it's going to have to be an easy choice. It's a difficult pill to swallow, but he's going to need to hold on to it. And Coalesce, they win the half 8-6. Let's see if they can get a 9th. So silver linings here for Enterprise as they do hold on to this M4. A little bit of a saving grace. But these 3 B spawns for Coalesce might just send them that way. Look at how far advanced they are. Being on T side, often your executing your game plan, it really heavily depends on where you end up. With those 3 players so far advanced over towards B, it just wouldn't surprise me if they just took advantage of it. And here we go, immediately running down towards tunnels. It's only Blitz here with this MP9. Sole line of defense, because Enterprise, they just wanted to take long control back. Sent 4 players there initially. Jaquinho just gets a nade for his troubles. But it's also being a nuisance in towards this long position. It's going to keep the rotates here. And Coalesce adjust their focus back towards middle. Wiltsey is here. And so are all these players on long, but they're getting struck down piece by piece. The main overarching threat of Coalesce in middle, it's temporarily quashed. And with them losing control over towards long, it's going to funnel them into a position that they're not going to really be fancying. And Blitz is going aggressive. Did he get caught? He did. Robin will find the head. They don't know it yet, but this B bomb site, it's open for business. Jaquinho, he's just holding the line. How many can he provide? Just the 1 for now. And Matties, he's just crawling through this smoke. But he will get found out by Robin. It's all on to Mangus in this 1 versus 3. And Jaquinho will find him. Coalesce take 9 on their map pick on the T side. It's just really well played by them. Looking to take their map pick, looking to convert, and looking to head to playoffs. Can they do it, or will Enterprise be a thorn in their side? Stay tuned, and after the break, we'll see what's going to happen. And welcome back, everyone. This is the final best of three series of the main Swiss stage of HCG Masters Season 1. Between either Coalesce or Enterprise, one of these teams will advance to playoffs while the other is left head in their hands, eliminated from the tournament. My name is Brandon, aka B-Dog. I'm going to be talking you through all the action here in this final best of three. So far, on Coalesce's map pick of Dust 2, they've amounted 9 rounds on their T side. Enterprise looking to pick up the pieces on their own assault, or will the Coalesce defense reign true? Straight after Dust 2, we will be heading to Inferno, which is Enterprise's map pick. They do play it quite a lot, so it was an expected pick for them. Actually did beat another UK organisation in endpoint 16-3 on it in the past 3 months, so they're looking quite dominant. And should we need it, if it does head to a third map, it will be Ancient. We're a long way off that yet. We're just here. Starting the second half of this first map of this best of three. Chiquinho hits double flash. Might be called into action here because all of these Ts, they're just bearing down long. Instead, Coalesce, they're electing to take mid control. And look at how aggressive Sorso is being all the way through. It's going to lurk through the back lines, and there will be an internal timer on Enterprise to check the flank, but surely not at the moment. Blitz is just having a little look in. I think he's been spotted, though. Oh, he was cleared out, but the shots, they just didn't fall Coalesce's way, and it's Enterprise trying to build back on this T side, and this pistol, it could be a good step to recovery, but Chiquinho does eliminate one of these presences over towards the A bomb site, but 2 versus 4 is going to be incredibly difficult. The Alive just tucking in towards Goose will be found by Robin, and Matties, he gets eliminated as well. It's all on Chiquinho. He has got a kit, but can he do it for his team? The clock is just wearing down so thin. And Mangus is there to cement Enterprise's T-pistol. And they do get it. Lovely stuff from them. And it was similar shades of what we saw from Coalesce's pistol. It's that they just couldn't recreate the success that Enterprise had on that retake. Instead, they'll close the deficit down to 2 rounds. We are just having a little bit of a pause because there is a little bit of another tech issue, but hopefully it will be resolved immediately. It's a little bit of a tech issue, a little bit of sound just coming out the wrong earphone or something like that. But for Enterprise, looking to further extend on their T side. Obviously, this pistol, it's a great start. And Chiquinho, he's going to force into this. In fact, all of Coalesce are going to force buy into this. As the unpause does finally come in. Double scout. Filling the hands of these Coalesce players. Couple of Deagles to boot as well. Going to see how much success they can find. Just a reminder, on this T side for Coalesce, how much impact Thomas had with a scout. Instead, he's just on a CZ. And Robin spots one of these players over towards drop down. But once again, Enterprise, they're gearing up to take long, and they've done so with no utilities. They've actually been very quiet about this. And Chiquinho, he's just playing Overwatch. He's just holding for any form of aggression that might meet him. The Alive with this smoke is going to act as an opportunity for him to get up to short, but also just to delay and defer the avenue of approach, because Enterprise, they do want to extend over towards long, even trade 1-for-1 in the interim. So he just can't find it. The Alive, he's now sprung into action from short. Oh, a lovely Deagle shot, but the bomb site, it's just overrun in numbers. Bomb to be planted. 2 versus 3, and they are going to go for this. It will be a look-in for Coalesce. Robin, going to need to find a lot of impact on this scout. Let's see what he can do. Just swinging in initially. Can't get anything going right now. Not being offered a single piece of opportunity to even allow this retake to come in. And with the bomb just being half-ticked with no kit on the board, Coalesce, they might just give this one away. They might just leave it. Lovely shot coming in. For the time, it's just too far gone. But even so, some lovely shots still coming in from Robin off the back of the scout. Keeping the money honest here for Enterprise. Despite them winning the rounds, it is costly. They are going to have to rebuy into this once again. And the Force by Wars will set to continue, I imagine. There's once again these scout rifles of Coalesce just finding a lot of damage. That's a cracking shot. Look at that. And Long, once again, being the final destination of Enterprise. But these grenades, they're doing significant damage, especially onto Blitz. And he's got an AK as well. Once again, holding for this mid-aggression, it will reap the rewards. Early man advantage falling in Enterprise's favour. Robin, just with this scout, we saw how effective he could be. Looking to do it once again when it matters for his team. As Enterprise once again grouped towards Long. This pit presence, he's only got a Mach 10, so he can't really dink too much damage down. And with the smokes being lined up, it's going to give away Enterprise's true intentions. But Miltsy, he will strike. It's also, he will recover the scout, but look at Manon. All in the back lines. Does find one of his own, and suddenly it's a 3-on-3. Thomas is here with the CZ as well, just going to pepper down these players. Things are going from bad to worse for Enterprise. Oh, but it's just cleaned up in the end by Mangas. And I thought that was going to be really difficult for him to recover, but he just spins round. The spray control, it's there. Enterprise, they tie the game up to 9-9, and off the back of that, they're going to call a pause. Just wanted a tactical pause just to reset themselves. Just to steady the ship. Because they've done the hard bit. They've tied up the game. It's now whether they can extend and push on. But this will be now the full gun round for Coalesce. Chiquinho, he will have this AWP as well. Uncontested in the sniper department for Enterprise, so he really needs to find success here for his team. There's going to be once again this long assault, early conditioning, and early presence being felt by Coalesce against Enterprise. Oh, the flashbangs, they're just so perfect. It just enables them to get out. Despite not having a proper gunfight, the utility, it's done a lot of damage early to these T players. Coalesce, they look to reset their focus. They look to head down towards short. Chiquinho being postured in towards middle. He could find success here. Just trying to look in towards top mid. Just trying to be given any sort of opportunity where he can strike with this AWP. Enterprise, they know that Coalesce have been pushing a little bit, so they're just trying to be disciplined. And now, they will give away. It's a 1-for-1 trade. That's the heaviest investment for Coalesce being eliminated. And it hasn't found a lot of success. But look at Sorsal just through this smoke. He's just right on the edge of it. The Alive. He's got to be careful. There's so many players here, and instead, he elects to back out of it. Will escape with his life and won't actually get ticked by the Molotovs. They don't know he's here. Just going to tuck up next to this wall. But once again, Long, it remains the focus here for Enterprise. Because they have found so much success off the back of it. Thomas, he just swings in, chiming in with Sorsal. They anchor players. They get it done for Coalesce, and they hit double digits. They finally push it over the line, despite the pause being called in for Enterprise. Temporarily averting their gaze from this long position. But that's where they're finding the most space. Coalesce, they're allowing them to get up long because they know they can punish them. Fast boost coming in towards short. Jaquinho, he'll open up in towards middle. It's just these pistols for Enterprise. So on paper, this should be a done deal for Coalesce. They should extend to an 11th. Oh, further damage is filling the feed. And, oh, I know, they could be caught with these blocks out. Jaquinho doesn't want to get run down, and he will transition onto the pistol. Coalesce keep it clean in round 21. Another buy comes in for Enterprise now off the back of that eco. Miltsy does have an AWP of his own. And on top of the boost, he will find Manon through the door, immediately traded out by this AWP of Jaquinho. He's really started to come alive here on this CT side. Enterprise no longer care about long in this round instead. They're all about middle. Jaquinho, he's just being smoked off continuously. It's going to allow these players to head over towards short. The flashbang, it might get them into success, but the bomb, it's been dropped over towards B. The alive has been neutralized from this situation. Oh, Mattis is just holding the aggression. Thomas has gone for a walk and has been punished. Sentenced to death. Don't overstep this mark. 3 versus 2 in the favor of Enterprise. And Sorsor, he might not check his angle. And he doesn't blitz. He strikes from the heavens. It's all on Jaquinho. Gets the first kill into this clutch, but 2 more is needed. And with that smoke being put in as a bit of a fake, they might walk straight into him. He's actually going to go aggressive all the way over towards tunnels. But they're just going to cross like ships in the night instead. He thinks it's all on A, so he's going to rotate over. And it's actually going to be the correct play. Enterprise, they're going towards short. Jaquinho's got this written down here. He's going to know what's up. And if they plant for long and they head towards that position, they're going to walk straight into his crosshair. Instead, it's the short plant, shrouded by the smoke as well. And Jaquinho, he needs to isolate these gunfights. AWP in his hands. He's just going to walk up silently all the way up towards long. Right by this ramp position, and he does. He quickly transitions onto the first. He knows the bomb is planted for short. He can drop a smoke on it, but it will be Mattis to strike. And despite his best efforts, Jaquinho cannot convert the round for Coalesce. And Enterprise, they reduce the deficit just to 1. Really nice shots coming in as well from Jackie Boy. That one in particular, incredibly quick. Mattis doesn't even get a chance for him just to fake defuse. He just takes Jaquinho's head clean off. And it's the old reliable for Enterprise. It's once again going to be this long approach. They've got the control. Now, what are they going to do with it? Speaking of control, look at Coalesce over towards tunnels. Manon's got so much room to work with. Oh, this could be really dangerous because Enterprise, they've taken long control. Now they're setting their focus towards B. And it's all a game of timings here. Because they are just creeping down here, but Manon, he's posted up. They're going to need to clear his position, and he's actually at the top of the stairs. So he's not ducked down in this headshot angle. He's actually just going to retreat. Look at this timing. It's all onto Manon for Coalesce, but he's going to get flashed off the angle immediately. Reveals his presence, but this B bomb site is completely exposed off the back of the earlier map control. Gather this MP9. He's just going to run straight through, and he will get 1, but immediately traded out. The kills, they're all falling Enterprise's way. Thomas will reduce it to an even playing field. The bomb, it's about to be planted. And Coalesce, are they even going to go for this? It looks like they're going to give it a go. Miltsy with the Galil. He needs to stand tall here because any kill here will just defer them and just push Coalesce away. but he can't get it done. Thomas is dinked down really low, but Jaquinho, he gets eliminated, and it's all onto Matties. 1 versus 1 against Thomas. And he will find the head. What a clutch. 4 kills in the round, 18 kills to his name. And once again, the scores, they're tied up. And look at the B spawns for Enterprise. And it looks so good for Coalesce initially. And then Matties with this heroic play just strikes and eliminates all 3. Oh, and Miltsy just does even more damage, completely dinking Manon out. But Thomas just has the CZ75, and oh, it's a bit of a timing. Oh, and he gets 2. Okay, this round has cracked completely out of contention. Matty's looking to pick up the pieces once again for his team. He chimes in with 2. AWP and Miltsy is not finding any further damages. And Jaquinho, he's found the last remaining threat. Matties is only on 50 points of HP, and suddenly, this is completely spiraled out of control for Enterprise. And it was just this pistol play. It was just the CZ brilliance over towards lower. They thought they'd checked him, but he hadn't. And Coalesce once again take the lead. 12-11. This game is going full distance. That second shot is completely unreasonable. And now it's Enterprise who are reduced onto this lower weaponry. They've only got these Deagles now to work with, as well as a scout. Jaquinho on the big green. Smoke coming in to not allow Enterprise through, but they're already ahead of it. 4 players here over towards long for this T side. Even going to get a bit of a run boost coming in, I think. No, instead it's just going to be the quick smoke. It's a lurk one out, and they're just going to walk through it on the left-hand side, trying to see how much presence they can gather. Jaquinho is here with the AWP, but Blitz, he does get one. It's going to be all left onto this sniper. He can't actually find another kill. 3 versus 3. Surely not these weapons again. In Enterprise, they take their weapons out of Coalesce's hands. They just retreat back. Looking to hold flanks. Looking to be given another lifeline into this round. 45 seconds left on the board, though. They are locked in. They have to go A. Miltsy with his scout, he's just peering in. He's just trying to see if he can find anything. And that grenade's going to do even more damage onto these already low players. Manon, he's going to be the first point of contact. And he passes the test beautifully. And Robin, he's there to lock it in. Coalesce. They elevate themselves to a 13th on their map pick. And it was lovely shots initially. This round, it was thrown completely out of loop. But once again, Enterprise, they just don't have the weaponry. Just going to be reduced to these pistols. They're just going to try and push the issue at B. That was the original aim, but instead, they're going to revert their attention towards middle. Flashbangs are coming in, but the utility is just there for Coalesce. Already dunked down so hard, these players, and it's a quick clean-up job. 3 kills in the round for Manon. And Coalesce, 14. Simple as you like. 1, 2, 3, you're out of there. But Enterprise, they will now have a buy, but they don't have the money for an AWP. So once again, Jaquinho, he's the sole sniper on the server. And Coalesce has sent a lot of bodies towards long because it's where Enterprise has been finding so much success. But instead, it's going to be this quick short play, and it might catch out the CTs. Jaquinho, he's holding for this. He knows that he's safe because Thomas, he's pushed in towards long. So once again, this uncontested sniper could find the success and could be the difference maker. Smoke's about to be deployed. If they even want to go for this right now. Just reassessing their options. The Alive just peering in towards middle, but nothing is going to be offered up to them. Coalesce, they don't mind if Enterprise want mid control, because they're going to rely on these protocols. And actually, it's going to be CT. Matty's, he's jumped down through the smoke. It's going to be a mid to B split. They've bamboozled the CTs. He's got it all to do with Robin. And he is striking them down. He's changed position as well. He's on the elevated angle. But he can't find anything. It's all onto Mangus. 1 versus 2. But the bomb is dropped on the outside of the door. How is he going to recover this? We just can't get it done. And Jaquinho elevates Coalesce onto a 5th. This is map point for Coalesce on their pick of dust too. And look at this buy. After this replay, Source will do so much over towards this car position. Look at the buy for Enterprise that they're going into it with. Double scout, 2 Galil, actually 3 Galils. It's not ideal. They don't really have any utility either. Got a couple of smokes to allow them to get some sort of position in. But I think this is the beginning of the end. Coalesce looking absolutely dominant right now on Dust 2. Was a close affair when they were on their T side, but immediately on CT, the defense, it remained strong. Early damage being done with the grenades. Not doing an awful amount of damage. Double short setup, bait and switch position. And once again, that's where Enterprise are lurking. 3 players about to enter into Jaquinho's realm. Scoped up on position. Strikes first and eliminates the first threat. But he is here with Robin. 3 kills needed to put Coalesce through. Taking it to Inferno. Elevated themselves 1-0 in the series. And Thomas, he's on this off angle towards long. He will eventually eliminate Matty's. And he'll go in for more. Mangus, he's trying to do what he can. 1 versus 3, but they know exactly where he is. It's only a matter of time before Coalesce hits 16. And Sorsal is the one to do it. 16-11, Coalesce take their map pick. Join us after the break and we see whether Enterprise can bounce back on Inferno.
this bass, say one, say one. Caribbean bad girl, I was into a whole mess. But you, shorty, you make Nancy lie in the dark. Yeah, 9 lines on around me. I want, feel the heat and love of the rum. Yeah, yeah, I wanna fly away, oh, this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. I wanna fly away, oh, this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. Oh, this bass, say one, say one. Caribbean bad girl. Oh, this bass, say one, say one. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. Yeah. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, yeah. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. Yeah. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, yeah. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one. Yeah, I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. Yeah, I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. I wanna fly away with all this bass, say one, say one. I wanna run waves like Caribbean bad girl. Oh, this bass, say one, say one. Caribbean bad girl. Oh, this bass, say one, say one. Caribbean bad girl.
welcome back everyone to the second map of the final best of three of the HCG Masters Season 1 main Swiss stage. It's Coalesce versus Enterprise. And Coalesce, they took down Enterprise on their map pick of Dust 2. We're heading to Inferno, and I'm a little bit worried here for Coalesce if I'm being a little bit honest. Just because in this tournament so far, they lost to Inferno once against Sangao. They lost 16-9. And on the flip side, Enterprise beat Sangao on Inferno 16-3. So, a little bit worrying. Also, Enterprise beat Masonic 16-4. They're a team that's already qualified through to the playoffs. And they also beat for the win 16-11. So, Enterprise are very strong on Inferno. They also beat Endpoint 16-3 just in the last 3 months, just in general. So, it's going to look a little bit scary here going into their map pick if you're a Coalesce fan. However, we're just going to get some lovely cinematic angles here of Inferno, and the stakes on the line if you are new here to the stream. Basically, both of these teams are 2-2 right now. It's the final best of three to determine who will advance to playoffs and who is eliminated. If you advance through to playoffs, you get 6,000 euros as a team, which is quite nice. And they're playing for a $180,000 prize pool. I tell you what, this is set to be a Grand Slam finish. If Enterprise pick up this map on Inferno, we will then head to Ancient, which is the newest map in the pool. It's set to be a very big finish. It's really interesting though, because obviously Enterprise have worked a lot on Inferno over the past few months, have a 40% win rate overall on HLTV, but it's 100% at HCG. So it's been interesting to see how Coalesce adapt to this, what the game plan is going into it. Obviously, Banana and top mid, they're your main points of contention. If you're a T-sided player, you want to be taking those so you can control the rotates. It's going to be interesting. I'm very excited to see what is going to happen here. We are going to get straight into it. Because it's Enterprise's pick, Coalesce, they're going to start on this CT side, more favoured. 3-man lean here, over towards this B bomb site. No defuse kit, but instead, it's a grenade and a HE. Maybe about to be deployed. There's a lot of contact that can be made. This grenade, if well placed, it could do the damage. Robin, instead, he'll just use his USP, instantly eliminating Blitz. So early man advantage here in the pistol round of this second match for this CT side. And Thomas, he's looking to do even more damage. Jaquinho, that's a lovely shot over towards top brackets. It's all left onto the 2 Glock players over towards short. Going to try and get a bomb plant if they can, but there's a crossfire here already. Jaquinho and Saucer win towards the pit, but they can't find the bullets just yet. This smoke is going to isolate the gunfights. And the bomb, whilst it can be planted, Miltsy, he can't get anything done. Thomas, 2 kills in the round, gets the defuse for Coalesce. That's a good start for them on their defense. For them, they just want to take this series 2-0. Enterprise back up against the wall a little bit. Need to take home their map pick to force this to Ancient. As always, shout out to Plasma. If you use code HCG at checkout, you get 15% off. But off the back of the bomb being planted, Enterprise, they will buy into this. This will be a force buy for the Ts. Looking to maybe take some banana control, but the early exchange of utility, it's going to mean they are locked out of it. Coalesce, they're going to go hunting in towards apartments. MP9 responsibility, and he does get him through the wall. Early man advantage once again, falling in favour for Coalesce. Death by 1,000 paper cuts, not this time. Instead, it'll be Manon to be tested over towards Sandbags. He gets 2. 3 versus 2 now in favour of Coalesce. Oh, but with Blitz taking down the numbers. The bomb site, it belongs under T ruling. But the CTs, they are going to approach this from two different angles. Banana and CT, and Blitz is just playing up on top of this fountain. There is a crossfire in for these Ts, but the Molotov, if well placed, could displace one of these. And it will fall in, and Jaquinho, he can't actually connect the dots. And off the back of the force by Enterprise, they bounce right back into it. Will actually retain some rifles as well, but not an M4. And Enterprise, despite losing the pistol, bounce right back. And the force by wars are set to continue. Scouts fill in the pockets of Sorsal. Got a lot of experience, this ex-Mad Lions player. Can't connect the bullet this time. Might be given another opportunity, but instead Enterprise 4-man lean over towards Banana early. Looking to prioritize this area of the map for their control. P250 here in support, but this is the gamble stack for Coalesce. They're going to walk straight into this. They're going to have to be careful, but they are going to clear the numbers. There's more damage being done. Oh, but they can't actually connect anything. The CTs are doing a lot of damage, but the kills are just not being converted. Jaquinho, he's in this smoke. Are they going to realize he's even here? Gets the first and the second. Jaquinho, he's got all three. It's a 1 versus 1 in a blink of an eye. And Mangus, he's all the way over towards CT. He's isolated by this smoke, and Jaquinho, I don't think he knows he's there just yet. Hasn't got a kit to work with, so he needs to find this kill now. Does spot out the shoulder. Just going to fake it. Playing the time. He's just going to stick it. It's all a bit of a fake. It's a back and forth. Jaquinho, he can't get it done off the back of his heroics. Mangus finally bails Enterprise out of a jam. But those 3 quick kills for Jaquinho, it could have turned the round on its head, and it nearly did. And off the back of that success, on the fact of keeping the T money so honest, Coalesce, they're going to force buy into this. It's another gamble stack. 4-man lean here over towards B. And Enterprise, fool me once, shame on you, but surely you just don't go into it again. The early control, it has been gathered off the back of this MAC-10. The Alive, he's just sprinted through. They've got all the control, but here we go. Attention, reverted to top brackets. There's only the scout player here. So these rotates, they're going to be a long way off. He's actually just going to get out of dodge. Going to give information to his teammates that there are a lot of T's here. Shooting through the smoke. He's actually not going to find anything for his troubles. And this bomb site. It's open for Enterprise. And these CTs, they just want to have what they hold. They just want to save. There's no point going for this retake. They've invested a lot of money into this round, and it's one of those weird situations where the round's going to go down, it's going to end, and there's been actually no gunfights. There's been no contact, no kills coming through. All these players are just going to remain with the same weaponry, the same utility. There's no casualties. But instead, we just reset. We just completely go again, but Enterprise get a third. So it's a bit of a do-over. The stakes are still the same. The weaponry is exactly the same. And Coalesce, they're looking to probably change the avenue of approach. It's more of a default spread. 3-man B lean this time, rather than 4. Going to allow Thomas to maybe get some success with this MP9. It's just going to be a crossfire immediately. And actually, they're going to gamble rotate all the way over towards A. And Enterprise, once again, off the back of this really early banana control. They might just explode onto it. But Coalesce are hoping that they don't. They're hoping that they continue with the same approach. They do this fake utility. They get all the control and then they run away. Heading back towards A. But instead, because there's 3 players here, and they haven't actually felt any contact, and with these defensive smokes being put down, they might just elect to go for B. There's still a lot of time left on the clock, so instead, the Alive will go searching for any sort of control. He's the sniffer dog for Enterprise, trying to find these players. Is there going to be a stack? Does spot out a player towards Mini Pit. But he's got so much control over towards CT, and this might just be a false sense of security, because once again, all of these Coalesce players are in this A bomb site. But with this kill being maintained, they might just wrap round towards B. And instead, they're going to completely isolate Coalesce on this A island. And the bomb is just going to go all the way through. Enterprise, they go towards B in the final time of asking. And it's all off the back of the Alive just finding so much control because of this stack. And Mangus is inflicting just further damage on towards these CTs. And despite the early adversity, Enterprise, they're putting up a dominant performance on the start to their T side of their map pick. The Alive, he's gone everywhere in this map. He's even in apartments now. Manon, we will get an AK. If you can save this, that would be really important. Thomas doing what he can. We'll try and farm a little bit of money. But the AK is retained, and that's important. Means that Manon can drop Robin, put him on a better rifle, and Coalesce, they can get a buy together. Warp being postured in. It's actually really difficult. One of the hardest tasks to AWP on Inferno, especially with the pace that Enterprise are throwing at Banana, and it's still netting them success. But Thomas, he doubles up. He's evened the playing field to a 3 versus 3. And that might send Enterprise scurrying, tail between their legs, back down towards mid. It looks so good for them in the early stages, but Thomas with the immediate trades. This 3-man lean for Coalesce, it finally shows why they've been doing it. Giacchino's got an AWP. Might find contact here with Miltsy. But the T's, they've completely reset. They've anchored these CTs in towards A. And they're going to recontest Thomas, who's already found success into this round. But it might just be all a bit of a fake. The grenades are going to be lined up. But if there's no contact felt here, these CTs... Oh, but look at Sorcel. He's just aggressing all the way through. There might be a window where he just catches them both out, and he does. The Alive, he was going to be the one to play deterrent. He was going to try and be the fake, but instead, it's all left up to him to clutch out this round for his team. Off the back of this mid-aggression. And Sorcel with the triple. Coalesce get a second. They finally put one on the board. The guns come out to play. None of this forced by nonsense. And all off the back of that controlled aggression. It was even a 3 versus 3. There was no man disadvantage. You just wanted to get some information for his team. And once again, this early Banana threat, it's actually just been completely relinquished. Coalesce, The battle for Banana, it's theirs in round number 7. But this pace change, they might just flurry all the way out short here. It's going to have to be this crossfire over towards site that's going to have to do the damage. And it is. They're retaining so much map control. But Blitz, he finally strikes them all down. 3 versus 2. AWP and M4 to defend this for Coalesce if they even want to look at it. They've both got kits. There's not too much utility though. And once again, the money for Coalesce is not ideal. So instead, running for the hills, Enterprise will be allowed to elevate their score to 5. Man, I'm just trying to escape the chicken out of harm's way. See if he retains it into the next round. Yeah, he does. That's nice. Little silver linings for Coalesce. But Enterprise, they do get this 5th round. Looking to stamp down some authority on their map pick. Earlier on in the day, we had No Namers and Isuba trading their map picks. But instead, Coalesce, they comfortably took theirs 16-11. This aggression in towards middle, though it's still finding the damage. Oh, but just as soon as you like. Chiquinho, he struck down from the server, but Salsal, he activates into this one. Man advantage now being gained for Coalesce. There is a player in the apartment's position, so Salsal, he could be caught out by this, and he is. Both of these players, they're so low. Surely this is Coalesce's 3rd. It's down to Miltsy and Mangus. This utility is going to try and separate the defense. It's all onto this 1 versus 1. Miltsy's on 2 HP, but he lands the bullets. Enterprise gets a 6 despite having the man disadvantage, having the HP disadvantage. And quite rightly, a pause comes in. But it's actually for Enterprise. They just want to take a moment to reset and just think about what they've done. Also, they probably want to address the fact that they keep getting cut down in towards middle. They keep getting caught out by these aggressive CT maneuvers. So despite it still working out for them, they want to have it more convincing. But the unpause is in. Just going to count down now before we get into the action. Look at the money for Coalesce as well. It's really rocky. And despite finding successes early on with these aggressive players, they're not actually converting the rounds, and that's got to be such a mental factor as well. But an early scout pick means that the health, it is dwindling. Could soften up for these pistols to strike. We've already seen how Thomas is so prolific with a CZ75. But this isn't Dust 2 anymore. This is Inferno. The Enterprise are looking to run away with it. Four players on Banana now. But then as soon as I say that, they look towards top middle again. Once again, it's a gamble stack here for Coalesce over towards B. This scout, it has to act as a deterrent. It has to force Enterprise into this B position. But instead, the bomb. It's on the back of Miltsy, and they are heading up here through top brackets. Even going to walk through the smoke. A lot of control being gathered here, but this scout, it is posted on the angle, and he will strike with a headshot. But there's still two players here. And the bullets, they're just not connecting. And Miltsy's already made it through, but has been dinked in the process. Now these players can strike Thomas. He's here once again with the CZ, and he gets another double kill. Once again, these pistols, they're doing it for Coalesce. It might be on to Matties to once again turn the tide, but there's no time on the clock. Thomas, he can just run away and coalesce. Convert with just pistols.
Counter-terrorists win.
6-3, and we're going to get a tech timeout here. There's some sort of issue going on, so we can just take a moment to breathe. Enterprise, they can't keep losing to these low buys. That's twice in 2 maps. And it's off the back of Thomas again. That's interesting. Feed Me's just come onto the server, but he's the coach. So might be just some issues going on. Sounds to do with Saucer, I do believe. But man, 6-3. Enterprise, they look so strong and they just fall apart at the seams when it's just these CZ75s. Hopefully we can get this resolved quickly and we can get back into the action. It's an interesting narrative to spin as well, because you've got to think, you've got to look at Banana and how aggressive Enterprise are being towards that position early. And you look on the flip side and it's the mid-calculated risks that Coalesce are taking that are netting them these kills, netting them a lifeline back into the round. And an Enterprise, they're just closing it out. But they're so keen just to walk through these smokes at long. Just try and find any sort of success. If they can get into CT, they will. And Coalesce, they have to be put on red alert for this. They have to be aware of this possibility that this could be a factor to play. And it worked out for them a great success there because Thomas was just lying in wait. Really nice scout shots as well. But hopefully we can get into this. Just a reminder of the stakes for both of these teams. The score is 2-2 for both of them in the Swiss stage. One of these teams will advance to playoffs off the back of this best of 3. For the other, elimination. Currently, Coalesce look poised to take it, because they do have that map advantage, but Enterprise bouncing back on their map pick of Inferno. And if they convert this and they send us to a third, it will be Ancient. We are getting straight back into the action now. The issues have been resolved. Coalesce on this buy. The economy, it's on a nice edge for both of these teams. This round, it's so important to both of them. Early grenades being exchanged. An Enterprise look to set their sights towards apartments. And Sorso is here. Will put down some denial utility, but Mangus, he might just go straight through it. And he will. They're just going to barrel out of apartments here. But it's the balcony player to find the success. It's all the A anchors. And Sorsal over towards balcony. He's doing it all for his team. It's all left onto Blitz. Trying to do what he can in this 1 versus 4, but he's been absolutely constricted by CTs. And Robin, he'll put the nail in the coffin. Reducing the deficit down to 2 rounds. Coalesce, pick up a 4th. And they've got complete control over this economy. They can reduce the deficit once again because Enterprise's buy is going to be really weak. And finally, the aggression gets put in the ground. These defenders hold 2. 3 kills to the good for each of them. And it will just be this Deagle play. Running up middle. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it'll pay off. Aggression or Coalesce. Jaquinho, he'll open up the round. 4 players remain for Enterprise. Make it 3rd. Oh, but he gets traded out. One Deeg lights up the feed, a pocket AWP. And Thomas, he's looking just to pick it all up. 2 kills already. It's all on to Mangus. See if he can maybe do some damage. He's just trying to survive with his Kevlar. But with a 1 minute on the clock, it looks to be near impossible. Needs to land some quick and easy headshots. Opportunity nearly presented itself, but instead, Thomas with the 3K, securing it. AWP retained. Enterprise can now buy, which is good news for them off the back of this eco. But Coalesce, they're 1 round away from settling the score. It could be 6-6. They're building their way back into this thick and fast. And off the back of the buy, Enterprise, they've elected for weaponry over utility. And that's because we haven't really seen them do a full execute yet. And look at this. Manon, he's taking the fight along with Jaquinho all the way down middle. This could definitely catch them off guard. Manon can now be activated, but he only gets 1. Jaquinho with the trade. Early men advantages here for Coalesce, and things are going from bad to worse for Enterprise. 4 versus 2. It's just the Alive and Blitz, and as they make their way in towards top brackets, Jaquinho silences them with the sniper. The Alive, all left with it to do is the last Alive. 1 versus 4, heading towards apartments, but instead, gonna just tuck tail and head back towards second mid. Once again, the economy for this T side, it's just not there. Seeing if he can get off anything in Banana. He spots the shoulder, but it's the wide peak of Thomas. Sending Alive down in the depths. And Coalesce have now got complete control over the remainder of this first half because they won that cleanly. Their bank, it's swelling. And for Enterprise, off the back of an eco and then an investment, once again, they're just reduced to these pistols. Have to make it work with minimal. Oh, and he will find success, but he burns alive. All of these Ts, they are grouped towards second mid. But their attention, it might refocus towards Banana. Robin, he's the next line of contact. He's the only B defender here. Will be flashed off the angle, and that's the signal for the rotation to come back in. And Thomas, he just strikes down 2 of them. 4 versus 2 here, but Blitz. Oh, Jaquinho, he misses a shot, and this is going to allow him to accelerate on. Oh, and he hits the headshot as well. That's an AWP picked up into his hands, and he gets eliminated, Sorsal. Oh no, how has this happened? Blitz, an incredible triple kill, allowing Enterprise back into this round. It's all left onto Robin. 1 versus 2, and this is spiraled well out of control for Coalesce. The flashbang, it enables Mangus to peek in. And Enterprise do secure a 7th off the back of Deagles and off the back of Blitz's success. That's absolutely insane from that man. Turning the round just completely on its head. Immediate pause comes in again for the T side just to brush it off, just to shake it off. Just to get anything going that they can. And for Co, it's all on them, the onus. They can reinvest, but that's got to hurt mentally. Building your way back into this game, you tie the scoreline up and then you lose to Deagles. Tournament lives on the line here. Again, another swing round presents itself before the last round of the half. Jaquinho Trying to find a pick, but he can't vertically flick. Not on this instance, at least. Early grenades doing a lot of damage to these Enterprise players, making them soft and squishy. Means the M4 one headshot will kill. Two-man setup here for this A defense. It's ready to be tested. Swinging in from Boiler. Doesn't find Source or Manon. He's now looking in towards Banana. And this is where the Enterprise boys are just going to aggress. Leading the charge is Matties. Another flashbang might set him up over this wall. With 1 minute on the clock, Coalesce are going to get into a boosted position. And four of these T's are bearing down towards B. Mangus, he's just doing what he can. Just trying to keep these CTs rotated in at A. And it is working because he's doing damage onto them. He even gets a kill on towards Thomas. So it's now this B bomb site to be tested. The elevator position, it gets checked. And Matties strikes them both down. 4 versus 2 for Enterprise. And things are going from bad to worse. It's just on to Jaquinho. And he will miss his shot and be punished for it. Enterprise elevate to an 8. Last round of the half, staring down the barrel of Coalesce, and look at the buy they've got to work with. Yes, they've made it work before, but obviously you don't want to be looking at this. Scouts, MP9s, Deagles. Certainly not ideal. But nevertheless, it's all they can afford. The Scout does really good damage. And Robin, he's looking to continue his aggression. He's looking to find anything. Apps control gathered in the early interim stages by this CT side. 3-man setup again. Just trying to use some utility to force their way back into the firing line. But instead, Blitz, he's just biding his time. He's just waiting. Flashbang will come out. Sandbags is clear. The following up flashbang completely blinds Manon. When they blitz in for this peak, he's just going to go. Just going to try and see if there's any more aggression falling their way. Just waiting. Just biding his time. Creeping through the smoke. He spots one of these players, Blitz. He's completely opening up this bomb site, but more importantly, he's dragging the rotations over. Also with this MP9, he's the only threat, and suddenly these CTs are going to have to leg it, hightail it all the way over towards A. This is where the hit is coming in. 30 seconds on the clock. If Sourcewell stays alive, he can do good damage. And Robin once again. And this grenade, they are lining up. It's all going the way of Coalesce. Another kill comes in. It's a 1 versus 3 for Miltsy, and he can't get it done. Coalesce convert, and they will hit 7. Highly contested first half here on Enterprise's map pick of Inferno. But please don't go anywhere. We're going to see where this ends up. Coalesce are about to be on their T side. Enterprise on the favored CT. Don't go anywhere. We're going to see what happens next. And welcome back, everyone, to the second half of the second map of this best of 3 between Coalesce and Enterprise. Highly contested first half here. Coalesce amounted 7 rounds on their CT defense, whilst Enterprise put up a healthy 8. So it's all still to play for here. Enterprise need to win this round to stay in the tournament. Otherwise, it will be a third map decider. We'll be heading to Ancient and Coalesce. The pressure is on them to stop them. We're going to see how this hand is just going to hand out now. My name is Brandon, aka B-Dog. I've been talking you through all the action so far this afternoon and this prize pool. It wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, Plasma and Coin Motion. Plasma, the science-based esports nutrition drink made in Germany. It's developed by gamers for gamers. And with the starter package from Plasma, especially there's a giveaway on the Twitter of HCG Esports. Make sure to go check it out. There's panels down below in the description. And Coin Motion, the crypto platform from Finland. Safe and secure regardless of your digital expertise. This is the pistol now between these two teams. And Coalesce just trying to take their time. They know how aggressive Enterprise have been in towards Banana. But instead, it's more of the same. We saw this from Coalesce's defense, a 3-man B lean with bait and switch crossfires between sandbags, top brackets, and even a flashbang to elect any pushes. Double smokes here for Coalesce, so clearly they've got a plan. Let's see how they deploy them. But this is a lot of information gained by this CT side, and they can actually just hit go. The rotations, they're just going to come over, but Manon, he's looking to thin the herd early, but he will get shut down by Mangus. Eventually traded out. The kills, they're all falling Coalesce's way. Jaquinho in the back lines, eliminating another line of defense. Bomb to be planted, 3 versus 2. There is a kit on the board, but there's no utility here for Enterprise. They need to get this done. Need to just play the crossfire game. Need to just do the trade-in positions, but the threat in towards Mini Pip, it might just be too much. He's finally called into question Sauce, and he will end the round. Coalesce tie the game up 8-8 once again. And blink if you'll miss it, turning on a dime. These players just crack open the bomb site. Will be a force buy here for Enterprise, looking to maintain their advantage. Looking to try and build back into this game after being knocked down by the pistol. Let's not forget that Enterprise did lose the CT pistol. The T rather, and they did immediately bounce back with a force buy of their own. Instead it's Coalesce. Entering top Banana. Putting down early utility, but look at how aggressive these players from Enterprise are over towards top middle. So we saw Sol's responsibility to deal with this pressure. Whilst the remainder of his team, they're just trying to get in towards B. Just trying to see if anything is going to be given up. It looks like to be where the hit is heading. 4 players here, ready and waiting to explode onto B. But Blitz, he's going to play in these smokes. He's going to also deploy one of his own. The spam, it's not quite there. And Manon opens up the bomb site for Coalesce. I was Sorsol just holding these flank players at bay. The bomb, it's going to go down. And surely this is a 9th for Coalesce because Enterprise are not even going for it. Looks like to be that one of the players is also disconnected, which won't help matters for this CT side, but damage has been done. They've really slipped the net here as well because they just snuck through the back lines. They're just saving into the apartments. Looks to be that they will get away with their lives. Unless Jaquinho goes searching. Joined with his teammate, they might have a little investigation mission over towards T-Apps, but not to be the case. And with the Alive not offering himself up either, Coalesce, they do take the lead. Everyone is back in the server now, so I think we're just going to be set to continue. Lovely Mac 10 entry, $600 per kill. And off the back of that force buy for Enterprise, they're not going to have too much to work with going into this one. Coalesce in prime position to get double digits. Once again, early banana control being taken by the T side, no matter who it is. Looking to repeat the same successes of the last round. This hit, it might just come in. And the same play, we might just see it. It might just be a carbon copy. Deja vu in the server. Here we go, Mac 10, but it's Matty's to strike down. He gets 2 kills off the back of the flashbang. And this wasn't in the script for Coalesce. Eventually, Saucer will trade him out, but the damage, it might have already been done. Jaquinho, he's holding the line here at Banana. 2 more CTs remain, and they do swing him, but he takes one with him to the grave. 2 versus 1. And the defensive smoke, it is there. The bomb, it now can be planted. Mangus on his own. The T's know exactly where he is. He might just elect to hold on to this Galil. But he could go for it. No kit on the board, so he's going to have to get a move on shortly. They know exactly where he's coming from. Maybe just trying to wait the time down a little bit so they think that he's rotated all the way over. But instead he tries to creep through the smoke, but Robin will punish him. And Coalesce, they do hit double digits. And it now will be this buy round for Enterprise. Lovely couple of Deagle shots, but it's not to be. Full buy comes in for this CT side. A lot of M4A4s as well. AWP straight into Miltzy's hands, and he strikes. Eliminate Saucer, who's been so incredible for Coalesce. Especially on their CT side. They're going to have to do it without him in this one. Rather than top banana, it's top middle, the main point of focus. It might even be this apps play. Look at how aggressive these Coalesce players are. One flashbang could just set them up, and there it is. It's deployed. But Mangus, he's here, but the kills, they're just coming in for Coalesce. That's a lovely flashbang, and Mangus sets himself up for success. Thomas, in the 1 versus 3, he gets the first kill, but still 2 more to find. Bomb, it can go down. The rotates, they're too far away. And now he can reposition. Again, no kits. But the man advantage, it does favour Enterprise. Absent short, this flashbang is going to enable a peek in from apartments. Oh, he does spot out the player, but he can't connect the dots, and it will be Mattis to convert. He punishes it. And all off the back of this pit play from Mangus. The incredible flashbang to allow himself up for another peek. So the guns come out and Enterprise strike back. Look at this flashbang. Absolutely perfect. But the buy will be here for Coalesce once again. AKs and an AWP for Jaquinho. Uncontested orb. Actually, I tell a lie. Because Miltzy, he has got one of his own, and he did already wreak havoc down towards top mid last round. Oh, he's trying to find success towards Banana, but he will be spammed out instead. And Manon, he's going absolutely huge. He doesn't spot the 3rd player. Mattis, he's now trading in. Kills are going back and forth in round number 20. 3 versus 2, the alive. He could just walk through this smoke. He's going to catch out the bomb planter. Robin will trade him out. It's all left onto Mangus, the hero of last round from Pit. Gonna need to do it all in this retake. Will actually strike down the 1st player. That's the bomb planter as well. And Mangus, he will secure it. Doubling up the Sentinel. The Overwatch for Enterprise. He's the safety net. Tying up the score. And in that round of chaos, Mangus found that moment of tranquility. 1 versus 2, the retake, it does come in. Really well played. And once again, we're all tied up. It's 10-10, and look at how aggressive this MP9 is being. Trying to cut down some of these players. They're on top of each other's heads, and Manon, he'll still deliver a Deagle headshot. And look at how aggressive these CTs are being over towards Banana. Eventually going to run away. It's an even playing field once again. Sourcel being eliminated for Coalesce as the first member down once again. And this game, it's incredibly chaotic, and I'm loving every moment of it. The T's trying to find some calm in amongst the storm, just trying to reset themselves in the flashbang. It's there to allow themselves presence up Banana. Blitz just trying to deploy this smoke. Going to call a rotation over, but instead Coalesce their eyes. They revert back towards top brackets. It's not a crossfire here for Enterprise. Instead, it's a player on long and balcony. Rotation will be here in time, but alive. He's going to take first contact. Oh, the flashbang, it's absolutely perfect. Matties has set his team up for success. Thomas with it all to do once again in this 1 versus 3. 25 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to go towards A. But he won't get past the pit player. Enterprise, they now take the lead, and Coalesce's money, it's in shambles. This flashbang, absolutely perfect. All the T's dabbing, doing the flashbang dance. It will be the Deagles for Coalesce. We've seen them shine once, but can they do it again on this T side? That's going to be the question, but they're going to get straight into the meat grinder. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Miltsy farming so much cash. Definitely going to be allowed this AWP into the next. And this round, it was a given. And it's good that the MP9s are finding the success for Enterprise because it's so much money that can be built up. Thomas, that's a lovely pluck out of the sky. Can you go one better? No. Blitz silences him. And Enterprise, they get a 12th. And as I said earlier, Miltsy, he'll have the AWP, the money. It's just not there for Coalesce. So an uncontested sniper on a CT side of Inferno. He needs to be finding this impact for his team. He's heading towards top middle. Doesn't elect to peek in. Instead, once again, it's the same protocol for Coalesce. Oh, it's going to be a boost. It will be spotted out. Dink down to 36 points of HP, and this is where Thomas is going to try and activate. They're being aggressive all over the map, Coalesce. It's netting them a lot of map control. Oh, the timing. Doesn't actually elect to go into apartments, but if he did, that would have been crucial. 3-man lean over towards B for this CT side. Manon just trying to jump out an AWP peak. And it's going to have to be this close crossfire of balcony and pit to do it all once again for Enterprise. They will drop in down towards the mini pit. It's going to be an A wrap. That grenade does a lot of damage, but it won't find a kill. Instead, it will roll on to be Mangus's shoulders, but Thomas will put him in the dirt. Jaquinho finds the library predator. It's all onto alive, but he can only muster one. Blitz, he's there in support, and suddenly, once again, we're in a 3 versus 2. Bomb to be planted over towards this position. Both of these CTs rotating in towards short. Flash and smoke and double kits to set them up. Crossfire already being established between site and pit. Both of these players playing by the boxes. One line of defense is eliminated. The flashbang, it's there, but it doesn't land. And instead, Coalesce convert. Once again, securing. One step closer to tying up the series again. 12-11 is currently the situation we find ourselves in. Enterprise have built up a little bit of a bank. So they will be going for this buy once again. Once again, we see it. Early aggression coming in to Banana. Manon, he will get found out by the boost. And Miltsy. That's a great kill to start with. The flashbangs are just going to push Coalesce away from this Banana control, but they've already gathered it. The onus on Enterprise is now the fact that they're going to have to retake it with utility. They're going to have to expend some of their well-needed grenades, but look at this setup in towards short. The Alive will be the first point of contact, just going to bait in his teammate with a Molotov. It might spread to them as smoke. Will allow Blitz an opportunity to capitalize on these grenades are doing so much damage. Mangus turns on a swivel. 4 versus 3 favors the CT side, and Blitz is still tucked in at short. And they're not going to check him. Thomas with the trade once again, 23 to 13. But there's still 2 defenders here. Actually, they've already cut down the numbers, but it's Mangus, and he counts as 2 players because he's just so prolific. But Jaquinho with the no-scope. 1 versus 2. Has to in all this AWP. He's just trying to fake out. Finally, going to punch in the numbers now, surely. Instead, he's going to see if he can actually eliminate one of the threats over towards short. And he does find it, but he's not going to be ready for this Apartments player. Matty, yes, he does strike, and Enterprise elevate to a 13th. And they do not want to give this up. They want to send this to a 3rd map. Coalesce call for their first pause of the series, I do believe. Tactical timeout coming in to discuss options. Definitely going to be money related, because Manon, whilst he's got this AK, none of the other players can really buy. I mean, Jaquinho can get an AK. Sourcel can probably afford one as well. But I know Jaquinho would definitely favour the AWP. But it's really difficult to do that on the T side of Inferno. Just going to see where this ends up. Just going to see what the purchase will be. It looks like they are going to force into this, just given the buy of 3 of these players. And this is a swing round as well, because if Coalesce win this, the money for Enterprise is going to be shattered. It's going to be completely gone. Both of these teams are all in. This is a very important round for the map. Miltsy staring down middle with this AWP once again. Coalesce not affording to be too aggressive because they don't want to just eliminate any of the rifles that they already have. Look at the space being gathered by Matzy, and he's just spraying them down through the smoke. He's already got 2 and he's looking for a 3rd. And he will find him as well. Enterprise, they're just shutting down Coalesce over towards Banana. Thomas doing what he can. Will eventually find the fall in their side. But it might not be enough. Boost to allow him to see over the smoke. But another totem pole being constructed in CT means that Blitz can be on this elevated position. The Alive can just bait for him to come in. But with not many options, Coalesce are going to have to go into the firing line. Great flashbang. But this crossfire, it might just be too much. 35 seconds left on the board, and this is where the CT is going to activate down Banana. They're just going to push them into a corner. The Molotov is going to burn out. That's an audio cue, but will they check this boost? They don't really have a smoke to cross. They're going to go straight into the AWP. The boost, it's not even going to get called into question. Enterprise win the round. 14-11, and this is the money I was talking about for Coalesce. It's just not there. It's going to have to be these pistols. They're going to have to get it done once again with just this mishmash buy. Thomas will get an AK, and he's been having a lights out series so far. Chiquinho on the Deagle. Doesn't spot the player jumping over. Maybe will at the second time of asking, but look at how aggressive he's being. He's just going to creep through the smoke. This could be dangerous, but the AWP, he's holding the line. Oh, but he'll miss the shot. Thomas, that's such an important kill. And Manon, he finds further damage as the AWP has been picked up by Coalesce. Oh, it hasn't. I thought it might have done, but a 5 versus 3. It's looking scary for Enterprise, and AK will instead fill the hands of Manon. So we all left onto this position. Top oranges. Matty's with the rifle. Does pass the first test, but there's a lot more T's where that came from, and he can't find anything more. Thomas off the back of this AK. He's seemingly doing it all. 4 versus 2 for Coalesce. And Thomas, he's looking to find even more damage. And the decision originally was to save, and it looks to be the same approach. Enterprise going to get out of there. And off the back of just this mishmash by Coalesce, they rise from the ashes. They elevate themselves to a 12th round. And the money is still on a knife's edge for both of these teams. It's definitely not over yet. Lovely shot coming in at top banana, and Thomas further extending. And this is an interesting decision from Enterprise. Instead, they're just going to use this AWP and FAMAS to find the success, and the rest of them are just going to be on USPs. So it's actually a very similar buy to what Coalesce had in the last round, the difference being its USPs and not Eagles. But Chiquinho will strike, and so will Sourcel activating in. There's a third player in Mangus over towards the flower bed, and he's going to just try and Assassin's Creed them, but Robin will strike him down. That was a really techie play, but it didn't actually fall to pieces. Matty S, just on the preface of this smoke, will get spammed down. Blitz, all that remains with this Deagle. He's actually cracked through the smoke. They've not noticed him yet, but now he will be eliminated. And Coalesce 14-13. They're building their way back into this. Disrespectful to spam through a smoke. It's not really, I always die to them in PUG because it makes me sad. But it will be a full buy for Enterprise now. 3-man B lean once again. Double short setup. How are Coalesce going to approach this? More of the same deal. Top banana control being gathered, but once again, it's similar to this pistol round that we saw. Sandbags, crossfire in, bait and switch. No AWP. Instead, it's going to be Matty S on this M4, and he's been so prolific. That grenade's going to do good damage on towards Blitz. He's only on 34 points of health. The flashbang. Going to try and get him out of there. The Molotov is perfect. All these CTs can just back out, but Thomas, he's finding him even more success over towards top middle. Mangus, 25 kills. Trying to defend this bomb site with everything he has. Lurk smoke coming out of apartments. He's joined with his teammate in the Alive. There's actually 3 men here strong for Enterprise. But Coalesce, they don't even need to commit. But it looks like they might. Oh, they're even going to go through the long smoke. And Blitz, they haven't heard anything. They've gone completely silent, so instead he's going to rotate over. And the patience of Coalesce, it might pay off. They're going to wrap A. 20 seconds left on the board. They're going to contact it as well. Suddenly, the Enterprise players are put on high alert. Over towards this cold zero box, the Alive, he finds more damage. And Mangus, they're just doing it all. It's all on Chiquinho. And it's the USP. It finally gets it done. Enterprise, they hit match point just off the back of that crossfire, finding 4 players in the blink of an eye. And Coalesce, they can buy into this, but they're staring down overtime in the face. They need 2 flawless rounds here on their T side. Chiquinho once again going searching. The flashbang, it's not going to find him. Instead, it's going to be Mangus. 4 kills away now, our Enterprise, from taking this to Ancient. That's a really good grenade as well. 3-man lean here for these CTs over towards B. A staple of Inferno for them. But once again, Coalesce, they're grouping towards this top bracket. Another crossfire to be contended with. Flashbang to enable them out top middle. 54 seconds left on the clock, so still quite a lot of time, and it looks to be more of the same. Another A wrap perhaps, except this time, this smoke, it's here to wrap B. And that might have been the wrong decision. But again, it's going to be this crossfire for Enterprise. The Alive and Mangus, armed with only an MP9 and an M4, needs to do it all for their team. They've done it with less, and it will be the Alive to strike. And Mangus, he finds success with this MP9 as well. Things are just falling apart at the seams for Coalesce. Robin, he will get the bomb down, but it's a 1 versus 5. And Enterprise, they will take their map pick. They will hit 16. And it will be Ancient. These 2 teams, we're going to go the full distance over to a 3rd map here. And wow, what an incredible performance from Enterprise battling back on CT. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, we'll be back with Ancient.
Shawty, you can put it to ooh, yeah. 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 Shawty, you can put it to
And welcome back, everyone. Wow, this series, it really has gone the distance. My name is Brandon, aka B Dog, and here we are then. Final decider map. Who is going to make it through to playoffs? Will it be Coalesce or will it be Enterprise? Both picking up their respective map picks. Coalesce converting Dust to 1611, and Enterprise, off the back of a rocky start, 1614 in the end over Coalesce on Inferno. We now will be heading to Ancient for our decider map, and it's actually a really interesting one if you just think about it, as we'll get once again these lovely aerial shots just as we are about to head in. For one of these teams, they will head to playoffs. For the other, elimination. If you head to playoffs, this is a €180,000 prize tournament, and obviously both of these teams, new rosters, they want to just springboard themselves into success. In Coalesce, they really would like to do that if they can. They've played Ancient twice so far in the main stage of HCG so far. They lost 16-13 to Anonymo, and then they won against Sangao 16-13. And that's all the experience that they have on the main Swiss stage in terms of Ancient. For Enterprise, they lost 16-6 to already qualified for the win. Then they beat 777 16-13. Then they lost actually to Sangao 16-13. And then they again lost to Masonic on 16-13. So a lot of experience here for Enterprise on Ancient, but more often than not, they have lost more than they've won. So it's actually a small sample size for Coalesce versus age and experience for Enterprise on this map. Obviously, Coalesce newer roster. This is the knife round coming in. Actually, a very important one because Ancient is an incredibly CT-sided map. Like, if not the most CT-sided. Definitely in the pool so far according to HLTV, but every single game I watch, it's just very, very CT-sided. We already saw earlier, No Namers versus Isu, but it was a 13-2 defense. So Coalesce, they win the knife rounds and they get onto that favored CT side. It puts them in good stead already. Now it's going to be up to Enterprise to see what they can do on this T side. Instant smoke being thrown in towards Candles. You can throw that smoke from 5 out of the 6 spawns in Ancient. Just automatically. And they are heading towards A. This smoke is going to cut off CT. And Jaquinho, he's going to be the first point of contact. It's a great flash to set him up. And Thomas, he's here as well. All of the kills, they're just so chaotic. And once again, it's a 3 versus 3. These two teams, they don't want to give anything away. But Matty's, he's pushed so far in. Oh, but he will be cleared by Robin, the bomb planter. He's going to get significant damage done onto him. And Saucer will put him in the dirt. It's all onto Mangus, trying to recover. The bomber is planted for him, so he can just be a little bit of a nuisance. But Manon will find his head. And Coalesce take the pistol. And this game is going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be so back and forth. Both of these teams do not want to face elimination from this tournament. They want to advance to the playoffs. But this is the final map of this series. And it's actually the final map of the main Swiss stage of HCG Masters Season 1. It's actually just come around so fast, but we are nearly here. We are nearly at playoffs. Early mid control being a staple for Coalesce. Look at how aggressive they're being. And Enterprise, they are holding for any aggression. They are split 3-2 outside A and B. They might look to retake mid here. They have invested in this off the back of a bomb plant. Thomas with the resmoke is going to deny them any further control. And this is quite meta on this CT side, just to be so aggressive in towards middle early. But also on Thomas, they're back to back, just trying to see if they can eliminate any of the Enterprise threats. And as the bomb, it rotates its way through T-spawn. It looks to be B, the end destination for this Enterprise roster. So it's going to be all left onto Sourcel, because they're the only line of defense over at B. Just him and Thomas. Oh, and he will strike in towards middle. Sourcel, he'll follow up as well. 2 quick kills, and it's a complete mowdown. Back to back, these two CTs just completely dismantle Enterprise. Sent them packing. And the economy, it's just not there anymore. They can just fight some pistols, but they lost the force spy, and look at this mowdown. Just going to be on the Deagles, maybe a couple of Glocks. A bomb plant here would mean everything for this T side. Headed straight towards B. They might just try and get this over with. Sourcel first line of defense, twinned with Manon, who's pushed aggressively in towards Cave, looking to replicate the same success as this flashbang. It's going to keep them at bay temporarily. And as these T's just slink their way up towards this ramp, they're going to be met with a lot of defense. Crossfire needs to hold strong once again. And here they go. First point of contact is Manon, and that allows Sourcel just to swing in. The combination of these players, it's just working out so well. And Enterprise, they cannot get the bomb down. 3 rounds to the good early, and they're keeping so many numbers alive. Coalesce, look at the bank balance. It's swelling. Really well played from the boys in blue for Enterprise. Going to be force buying onto this one. Going to be having all the bells and the whistles with the AKs. No sniper yet for both teams. Early Molotovs are raining down hell. Look at how aggressive the CTs are, dictating the pace. But Manon, he will be eliminated, but it's Thomas in towards middle. Once again, more heavy casualties and damage fall in the way of this Enterprise side, and all of this map control just being gathered by Coalesce. Enterprise aren't even being allowed to sniff. Once again, they're grouped outside behind this smoke. Just waiting for any re-aggression. But it's not going to be offered to them. This flashbang, it could enable some success. And it will. But in the form of Sorcel just striking down Thomas. He's already here as well. The numbers. It isn't even playing field, but look at the HP for some of these players. It's just not too good at all. Just trying to regroup. Over towards middle, and Jaquinho's back is turned, but instead, it's going to be A. That's where they set their bomb plant facility, but instead, there's going to be currently nobody home. Robin is trying to look over, but he's only got an MP9. But he knows that two of these players are so low. 10 HP between two of them. And Jaquinho, he's just struck down the one with the most HP. Mangus, with 9 points of health, has no time, so he's just looking to save onto his AK. So important for him that he does, and he's just going to slip the net. So important that he holds on to that, because no loss bonus when you just run out of time as a terrorist. Another decision for Enterprise. Do they buy or do they save? Staring down the gun at 4 in a row. A flawless start for Coalesce. It's just going to be the Deagles. They have invested, partially at least. Once again, they want this B ramp and cave. The main point of focus here for this map control. Manon, he will be tested. Defensive utility dropped already, but there's a player already ahead of it. Definitely hears the footsteps in this grenade. It might do a lot of damage. The spam, it could come through, but suddenly all the kills, they're lighting up in the terrorist's favour. This might be the moment for Enterprise to strike onto this bomb site for Jaquinho. He's got something to say about it, and he will drop the bomb, and he follows up with a second of his own. And the Molotov on the bomb, they can't even recover it instead. Matties, he's going to go hunting. Spots out the barrel, but Thomas, he extends. It's all left on to Jaquinho, but the players of these Enterprises are low. But it will be Miltsy just to pick up the pieces. Off the back of the partial investment, Enterprise, they will get one round on the board. The Coalesce have money to burn. Reinvestment coming in. Jaquinho on the AWP. But surprisingly, the money's actually in check for both of these teams. Still a nice edge for both of them. Despite Coalesce having the early advantage, they're going to need to convert this. Both of these teams so low on funds. It will be Jaquinho and Manon combining in towards Cheetah. Early 5 versus 3, and Manon's just looking for even more success. Jaquinho and him combined once more, and it's all left onto Miltsy. Did convert and put Enterprise on the board, but this might be a taller task. Jaquinho holding the line already, a double kill. Molotov going to burn him away, which means the bomb can be recovered. Miltsy will pick it up, and with 1 minute on the clock, there is a gap open towards middle, but Thomas is just going to fill the hole. It doesn't even matter when Jaquinho's just hitting bullets left, right, and centre. Triple kill in the round for him. The combination of Man and Jaquinho over towards Cave, too much for Enterprise. Just going to be these Deagles once again. Blitz has got enough money to afford a Galil. And a missed smoke, that's going to make things bad to worse for this side, because they didn't actually invest that much utility. Chiquinho wanted a run boost, but he just falls off the head a little bit too early. KZ, not in his repertoire just yet. Spam coming through from Manon. Not going to find anything just yet. Lurking on that other side of the smoke is a nasty Galil surprise, and all of Enterprise, they're just relocating towards middle. Could walk into Thomas's crosshair. He will spot them out and he will flash them off the line and just retreats back with his life. Now Chiquinho, he will be in the next point of contact if they elect to push up middle further. But once again, Cave seems to be the focus for Enterprise. And Manon yet again to be tested, and he passes it. At least the thirst. Blitz will trade him out. But Sorcel, he's just going on an aggressive mission. He gets a lot of information for his team, and look at the rotates for Coalesce. They're already here and in numbers. God, Sassel re-aggresses and finds out Blitz. That's the only rifle here for Enterprise. And Thomas inflicting more pain and suffering. Combining. Coalesce build back once again. 6-1. And on paper, they were expected to convert it. But it's probably just a sigh of relief for the Coalesce fans. I see you in Twitch chat. Shout out Flickflops, content creator for Coalesce as well. Mid-battle once again reigns in for Enterprise. And look at how aggressive they've been. Meanwhile, over towards B once again. More control being gathered for this CT roster. But a change of approach for Enterprise might see them netting success. That smoke is going to lock off B rotations. With a kill coming in towards middle, they're going to wrap A. It's all onto Thomas. Twinned in with Chiquinho, and he's trying to slice the defense in half. And there he is, Chiquinho. He will get this AWP player. But the Alive, he's picked up this sniper. 3 versus 2. The bomb site, it does belong to them, but Enterprise, they need to go and get the bomb. Manon with it all to do, but the AWP sings. It's all on the back of Sorcel. 1 versus 2. Enterprise. The pressure's on them. They need to get this bomb. Elevated position here. Just trying to scope it in. The flashbang, it's good. It will enable the peak. And Alive, off the back of picking up Chiquinho's sniper, he will find success. And Enterprise, they finally find another avenue into this game. Lovely shots coming in. And delivers. He's not even the main AWP for Enterprise, but he's still doing the damages. Similar story. Economy on a nice edge for both of these teams. Enterprise looking to accelerate. Finally breaking the bank of Coalesce potentially. But Thomas will strike in mid. But Cave again seems to be the position. And Chiquinho is holding the line. The Molotov will burn his feet initially, but Manon, he's still stuck in the smoke. Obscured the vision, he escapes. And Coalesce remain with the man advantage here in this 9th round. Three-man stack here for this CT defense over towards B. But once again, Enterprise, they found success in middle. They're doing it late and they're about to move into Robin. But Matty's just delivers a quick headshot. Also, he's trying to line it up. But once again, this AK chimes onto the server, finding even more success. The rotations, they're locked in. And Coalesce, they're going to have to give this one over. 6-3 Enterprise off the back of this aggressive mid. They're finding the difference. Really interesting approach how you can attack Vertigo on T side, especially over towards middle. With CTs being so aggressive early on, you got two choices. Do you want to throw bodies at the problem, or do you just want to use utility? Just to retake and just anchor the CTs back into these bomb sites. I've casted quite a few ancient games. I see a lot of the times from elbow. Just these candle smokes being placed down. And then a donut molotov and a donut smoke just to really feign the presence. And just completely locked out of those positions. Just means they can't rotate. Instead, Enterprise, they're doing the converse of this. They're just sending bodies at the problem. Allowing more space where Coalesce have left it in the interim because they're aggressive middle so early. Once again, Coalesce, they're now going to use their utility. They're going to drop it all, but maybe that's not the answer. Because Robin, he spotted them out towards A, and they're so quick into this bomb site. Thomas, he has to provide this crossfire in. He has to provide the defensive support. Robin is isolated right now. And he might be cleared. Just got to be so careful here. The T's and Blitz will find him. Jaquino on the AWP. There's two players in Donut. Oh, they're just going to line up for Thomas. This can't spiral out of control for Enterprise, surely. They haven't got any utility as well to flush them out. Instead, it's going to have to be these dry peaks. "55 seconds left on the clock. Jaquino, he doesn't need to move. Instead, Thomas, he's going to offer himself up. And Jaquino will swing in, and Milsey still holds the line. Enterprise further reduce the deficit. And Milsey didn't even need to move. He just got presented those two opportunities. But Coalesce, they didn't know the information that we did. So tries to get ahead of maybe some utility that maybe didn't present itself in time because there wasn't any. But how were they supposed to know? Instead, it's going to be another one of these gamble stacks. But the spam from Blitz, it does connect initially. And that grenade's going to further chunk down Sorsal. It might be a freebie round here for Enterprise, but if they walk into this stack, it could spell danger. And here they go, they've activated Robin with 2 quick USP kills. They're put on high alert, but the spam from Matty's is perfect. It's all left onto Manon in this 1 versus 3. But he is being held. And on 1 HP, Matty's will get a quad. Been so instrumental to the revival of Enterprise, especially on Inferno. But this is criminal. Robin with 2 quick USPs, and this spray down is just absolutely fantastic. Here we go then. 6-5 all to play for. Coalesce are running away with this in the interim, but Enterprise, they've built back. Just by exploiting mid and A. It's been the difference maker for them. Trying to find more success in cave, but once again, Manon, he is here. But this is a different approach. Blitz, he's just going to walk up this ramp. Going to do what he can, but instead, the utility prevents him from extending further. Cheater control temporarily gathered. It's under T rule. And this boost, it might find the opening. Just got to be patient, Miltsy. But it's a game of how long. It's still this 3-man defense. Oh, that was really close. For Coalesce over towards this B bomb site. And picking up the bomb at Enterprise. And perhaps this is where they will end up. Being reboosted. Another jump over. They definitely don't want to be eliminated by this AWP. Patty's playing so patient. Just trying to hold for any form of aggression, but it will be Blitz. He'll be the first line to charge in. He's not going to clear the corner. And now Manon can strike, but suddenly all the kills, they're falling Enterprise's way. A wallbang. It even finds success on towards Robin. 3 versus 3. And the bomb, it can be put down. AWP holding the line, but it will be eliminated. This retake, it's got to come in, but Mangus, he's playing so far forward. This flashbang is going to set him up, but nobody's home instead. It's all long for Coalesce. They've got one hit on Jaquinio, but the ramp presence being eliminated. The spam, it could come through, but it's just missing the mark. And the bomb, it will be stuck potentially. He thinks he's defused it, but he hasn't. Thomas, oh, he's just got it in the nick of time. Mangus, so unfortunate, but Coalesce, they do convert. And no wonder a pause is coming out. That's crazy. But how close was that? Literally within milliseconds. Coalesce call a pause just to refresh off the back of it. Their money is still not in the best possible position despite winning the round. Enterprise inflicting a lot of casualties, and it could set them up for success in the dying embers of this first half of the Decider map. Just a reminder, 2-2 both of these teams are in the main Swiss stage. One of them will make it to playoffs. But will it be Coalesce or will it be Enterprise? We're about to find out. The mid control. Name of the game now for Enterprise. They're just going to run through. But the spam, it's too good initially, but the kills, they're not being converted. So close. A lot of damage being converted for this CT side. But the kills, they fall in the way of Enterprise. The flashbang, it's not going to find anything. Didn't really like that play because it was more of a hero moment. Just need to be playing this team Counter-Strike. Jaquinio on the AWP is going to be peering into the CT. But he moves his crosshair at the worst possible moment. Enterprise are about to lock in a 6th. Because Sortal, he's already being hunted down. We'll try and escape with his life. The smoke just to shroud him, but Blitz will find him. And once again, the deficit is just reduced to 1 round. And it could be tied up here because Coalesce, they've only got pistols, but I shouldn't be saying that. Because you know how well they have been working with them all throughout the series. On Mirage. Sorry, on Dust 2. On Inferno. Coalesce, they have converted these. Thomas once again on this CZ. Watch out for him. And every single one of these types of rounds, he's always come up with a multi-kill. It's also caught his back turned. Alive opens up the round for Enterprise. 5 versus 4. On paper, this should just be an Enterprise round. That should just level it up 7-7. But Manon and Co are in hot pursuit. And the spam, it's not going to find anything. Bombs to be planted on B. The quick flank, it's being eliminated. Miltsy trying to cut down the numbers even further. But with Blitz extended onto Chiquinho and Manga spotting the shadow. That's a lovely one tap. It's all onto Thomas. And this would have to be the best CZ clutch of his life. Trying to see if he can get any damage done. Does get one. That'll be it. Mangus will lock it in. And the score, it's tied up here, 7-7. We're going the distance here on Ancient. Last round of this first half then. AWP on Chiquinho. He needs to find success here. Completely uncontested. On the side of Enterprise, they're going for mid again. They're trying to aggress. And Thomas, he can't line them up, but it could be Robin. He could be the difference maker. He gets free. Immediately fins the herd, and he's going for more. A lot of damages on this T side. Finally, at the third or the fourth time of asking, Coalesce strike back. 3 versus 2. This round is not out of the realms of possibility yet for Enterprise. Need to carve an opening. Maybe the B bomb site is the answer. With only one player in Manon over towards Cheetah, they could just circumvent him. Just avoid him entirely, and they are. They're just going to duck in. And this timing is everything, because Manon's going to say this is clear. Or did they even spot him? As soon as the bomb is going to be planted, they're going to hear. Yeah, he doesn't know yet. Oh, and he does strike, and he actually drops the bomb as well. It doesn't even need to be planted. And Miltsy's so low from earlier engagements. 1 versus 3. Fakes out the bomb. But Manon doesn't bite. Another fake. Just trying to get one-on-ones, but it will be Sourcel locking it in. Coalesce take the early advantage here on Ancient. 8-7 on their CT side. This is such a closely contested game. But don't go anywhere. Join us after the break, and we're going to see which one of these two teams will advance to playoffs. Welcome back, everyone. This is what it all comes down to. The second half of the deciding map of the final best of 3 of HCG Masters Season 1 main Swiss stage. For one of these teams, either Coalesce or Enterprise, they will progress through to the playoffs. As always, my name is Brandon, aka B-Dog. I've been talking you through this whole series. I even covered No Namers versus Isuba earlier in the day as well, and we've had some really exciting Counter-Strike on the line. 8-7 is the current scoreline. Enterprise about to swap over to the favourable CT side. Can Coalesce muster up a similar assault to the level of Enterprise? Will they elevate above them? Or will the CT side just prove to be too much for this new roster? We're about to find out as we head to the second half of this final map. As always, we wouldn't be here without our sponsors. So thank you to Plasma and Coin Motion. But here we go. Pistol round about to be underway. Coalesce with the 1 round lead. They've got a lot of utility to play with as well. And the bomb, it's actually heading on Jaquinho's back towards A. Early control being gathered by the T's towards Cave. Smoke being put down, and okay, the bomb is going to head towards A, and this is interesting. Look at this rotation from Enterprise. Immediately, all of these players have rotated over towards A, because that's where it's coming in. Mangus, first to be tested at Donut, and he strikes down 2 of the players. Meanwhile, on this bomb site, Saucer will just get 2. It's so heavily contested here. And Robin, he will eventually strike into Mangus on Donut. Coalesce have got such a history of converting these pistols. 3 versus 2, and Saucer gets it done. Coalesce, once again, convert another pistol round. But what you got to bear in mind is Enterprise's 4 spies. More often than not, especially in this series, as soon as Enterprise 4 spy, they win the round straight back. So Coalesce, whilst they do convert the pistol, they've still got a long road ahead of them to reach double digits. Once again, it's more of the old reliable. We're going to see this once again a fair bit. Cave control B ramp. Obviously, there will be elements of mid, but with lower utility, we might not see that just yet. Smoke about to fade, but Blitz, he doesn't actually catch a glimpse of Manon jumping by. And these grenades, they actually do a hefty amount of damage. That's going to be the go sign. But Blitz gets eliminated by Thomas. Man advantage here for Coalesce, and Robin going to need to clear his corners. A bait and switch being set up by this scout might enable success. It's actually just more re-aggression. Enterprise would love this cave control back under their control, and they have it temporarily. For Coalesce, they're looking to reset towards middle, but there are 2 players here in Donut waiting them. Oh, Mangus. He doesn't even need the alive. He's just doing all the damage. He will now swing in and eliminate Thomas, but Saucer once again cracking heads over towards A. 3 versus 2. This is not done yet. Flashbang to allow a peek hit. But this is the bomb on his back. Jaquinho, he falls. Oh, 20 seconds left. Saucer. Oh, he does pass the first test. It's a 1 versus 1, and it's Mangus. There's only 14 seconds. Make it 10. Got to pick up this bomb, and it's got to get it down. Oh, it's just a dance. Oh, he fakes it out, but he doesn't get it. There's just simply no time. And once again, Enterprise, they do convert this 4 spy round. But the Force Wars are set to continue. Coalesce, they're going to be on these pistols. 4 spinings, there's a scout onto Jaquinho's hands as well. He needs to find success because he's the only rifle here for Coalesce. They're going to change the pace maybe. But it's going to be Blitz instead. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. MP9, $600 in their pocket. Grenade doing even more damage. The alive, he stepped in, but Thomas answers back with a Tech 9. But maybe it's just too little too late. 4 versus 2. And Blitz, even throwing the MP9 out the map. No advantages to be given for Coalesce. It's all gone quiet just for a little bit, just for a brief moment. But Miltsy, he's got a lot of control, so he's going to know, especially with Mangus just putting the nail in the coffin for Jaquinho, that this is destined to be a big hit. He just swings out and takes the head off Thomas. Complete decapitation. Enterprise. They survive the 4 spy back. This means Coalesce, they're just going to be on these pistols. Enterprise are in a prime position now to get double digits first. That smoke, that's going to land really deep towards B. But Coalesce, they don't care about that. They just want A. They're just going to stampede their way through. Mangus, he's on this side of the map though, and he's just spraying them all down. He will get two eventually traded out. That's where the MP9 could just swing in, and it's a quick cleanup. Enterprise, off the back of the Glocks, the bomb, it can't even be planted. They hit double digits. Very unfortunate for the Coalesce fans. But it means that they can buy into this now. They will have full AKs, tactical pause coming in to discuss the approach for this gun round. They've got quite a few smokes, but their flashbangs are just really not there for Coalesce. Only got 4 in play. 2 Molotovs to deny some areas of opportunity for Enterprise to extend into. Got to be using these flashbangs very carefully. Once again, this smoke is being lined up. It's going to enable these CTs just to push down in. Look at how aggressive Miltsy is being with the AWP. But Coalesce, once again, they want nothing to do with this B bomb site. Instead, it's going to be A. And there's no one home for Enterprise. This could be the right read. Whilst the attention is focused all the way in towards middle, the gaps, it's completely exposed in. And Coalesce are just going to get a free bomb plant. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 retake. And whilst the Molotov tickles Sulsul's feet, he actually just eliminates one through the smoke. That's absolutely unbelievable. Robin, he's on this elevated position with Chiquinho, looking to do the damage. But suddenly, the numbers, they're cat back on an even keel. And Mannon's flanked in from Donut. He gets the first, but he can't amount the second. It's all onto Mangus. 1 versus 2. He does have a kit, but he might not have the time. Fakes out the positioning. He transfers onto Chiquinho. Another fake, but does he realise that Robin is in exactly the same place? He doesn't, and Coalesce convert, and they tie the series right back. Incredible scenes here. A lovely setup between Robin and Chiquinho. Just playing tucked in, only a small portion of their body revealing themselves. Coalesce, it looks like they might have done their homework. Exploited the fact that Enterprise just gave up A control for free when they are looking to go down mid. It now will be the firepower and the presence of Coalesce in towards middle that can present new problems for Enterprise and might carve out new opportunities for them to elevate themselves onto the 11th. So he's so far pushed forward. He does spot out one, and he realises that there might be a second player, but instead he hits the deck. Man advantage being converted in the interim, but instead Coalesce, they've got full control of B. Blitz, he will push ahead, and the flashbangs, they're so perfect. The retake, it's come in before it's even needed. Chiquinho, he's now got a double kill, and this is so chaotic. This flashbang, it's perfect for Thomas to peek onto this. Drop in another one, but playing in front of it is alive, and it's all left on Chiquinho. He's going to need the quad kill, and he's just going to sneak through the smoke. But he's going to get put in the ground by Mangus. And Enterprise will then convert. Pause coming in for Enterprise. But these rounds, they're so back and forth. There's just so much happening all at once. The standing tall right at the end of it was Mangus. And what a game. Both of these teams just don't know when to quit. Both of these teams fighting for their tournament lives on the line. Coalesce off the back of losing that buy once again. They're just left with these pistols. Enterprise in a prime position to further extend their lead. This aggression coming out from the CT side, it's not going to net them any success early. Instead, it will be the cave presence for Blitz. He's getting lost in the source, will be completely flashed off, but finally, with the USP running out of bullets, he will convert, and Miltsy will further extend onto Jaquinho. Further damage. Matsy's announced himself into round number 22, and that's an incredible deagle shot, but that's all it will be. Enterprise hit 12. Nice hold here. Even against the pistols, he's still doing the damage, Matsy. Smoke's being lined up for middle. Donut and Candles are now smoked off. Jaquinho will be completely eliminated from this angle. Vision obscured. And double A push. Oh, he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't check it. Mangus, once again, he's everywhere. This man is doing it all for Enterprise. Mid control once again being contested. Smokes redeployed, allow Coalesce to creep their way up. Heading towards Donut, but they're going to walk straight into a double setup, especially with this AWP. Oh, he will miss the shot though, and Robin, he will pounce. Mangus makes his presence known, and he doubles up. Enterprise would be completely lost without Mangus's triple kill. And Matty's, he's just completely eluded Manon. It's all left on Jaquinho. The young Swedish AWPer will 180 for the first, but this grenade is going to finish him off despite the kill. Mangus, Martyrdom grenade gets 4 kills in that round, and Enterprise are now 3 rounds away from playoffs. And look at this economy for Coalesce. It's in dire straits. Gonna have to reinvest what they can. It's just gonna be a partial investment. Once again, it's just gonna be these Tech 9s. The lack of bomb plants, it's really hurting them. Manon doing what he can with the Tech 9, but he's already damaged so low by Blitz's M4. And it should again be another customary round. 3-man lean here for Enterprise over towards this B-bomb site. Even a boost. Okay, this is a new adjustment. Coalesce definitely haven't seen this just yet. And they might just walk straight into the meat grinder. Matty's, he could do it all for his team here. The flashbang, it's good. But he does get away with his life, and more importantly, a kill. Coalesce realigning these smokes over towards B, but still 3 defenders here. And the flashbang, whilst it's good, there's just too many bullets. Robin trying to do what he can. He will convert the first and trying to hunt down this AWPer Blitz. He just comes through the smoke, and Enterprise, they're now on 14. And whilst Coalesce can buy, they need to find success here. The momentum, it's well and truly with this CT roster. AWP uncontested for Misty once again. Even going to go hunting over towards A. Might find some T players if he's not careful. But Sorcel's already been punished once, and he doesn't want to do it again. On these gun rounds mid. definitely been a key element for Coalesce. It's just whether they can convert this map control into a round win. And Enterprise, they know they like taking it, so they're just holding these off angles. The Alive swings in, but Chiquinho decapitates him. Really good start here into round number 25, but Mangus, he's lurking in towards Temple. Never rule this man out. And Miltsy, he's walked all the way over to Donut, and this is where Mangus can activate. Robin, he's trying to get through the back lines, and he will cut one down, but immediately traded out. It's all left onto Saucer, 1 versus 2. And Enterprise were established in this crossfire, and they know exactly where he is. 35 seconds left on the clock. If he did want to rotate away, he would have done it by now. But he's just waiting. He's just hoping that one of these CTs runs away to check B, but instead, they're just standing firm. 20 seconds. Has to get a move on now. The Donut player maybe thinking it could be B, but instead, he holds the line and he will put Enterprise onto map and series point. And Coalesce, they're going to need to buy what they can. They need to get this going. Only 2 rounds here on the T side for them so far. But with limited utility, it means that they can't take middle effectively. So how is this going to change the game plan? They're just going to run through. Oh my goodness me. Live and Mangus. 5 versus 3, cutting the numbers. This could be the beginning of the end for Coalesce. This could be the end of their tournament run. Enterprise 3 kills away from reaching playoffs. And Manon is spotted but not eliminated. Instead will get wallbanged. The spam, it's good, and Manon, he might look to activate upon this. Throwing a flash is going to give away his position. Once again, Enterprise are 3-men tall here on this B bomb site. They haven't had to move at all. Haven't had to make a single adjustment because their defense so far this half has just been so good. Chiquinho trying to do what he can, but he gets put in the dirt. 2 kills remaining for Enterprise. Make it 1. It's all on Robin. The experience of this man. Can he pull through for his team? Gets think that's quite a few of these players that are low. Will eliminate Blitz, but the AWP still stands tall. And he will no-scope him out. And Enterprise, they make it all the way through to playoffs. They finally do it. They get it over the line against Coalesce. And commiserations to this new roster. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get it over the line. And for all of these teams, they advanced to playoffs. Bad News Eagles for the win. Dabbing Koalas, Eternal Fire, Masonic Berserk. No Namers and Enterprise. We will see you in playoffs. That is all from us from this stream. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you real soon.